Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night, good day to you, Miss Jan Nielsen. Thank you so very much for trusting me, Missy K. Clark McGinnis from the Lee Harris community and the Next Level Healing Weekends, to do your free card cartoon tarot reading and connecting it with your inner Tinkerbell. It's roughly a little after 20 minutes to 8 Eastern, so I'm going to try to keep this in a decent time frame, and I do apologize for it being an audio recording. I will have a picture with this video for you up on my YouTube channel, but here's the thing. You need to go see it if you want to be able to hear it, because that's the only way I can put it through this medium. Otherwise, it's going to be public. But if you don't mind it being public, I don't have to necessarily give away any characteristics of you. But if you don't mind being a test subject, and because no one's going to find you anyway, and I don't have your contact. I mean, I do, but the public won't have your contact. So, excuse me, public people, this is a little housekeeping you don't need to worry about. My first time ever practicing in public of reading somebody's tarot with asking them what his or her cartoon bestie was. Females to females, females to males, males to males, males to females, doesn't matter. Mine is Casper the Friendly Ghost. Nobody else can get him. He's mine, as is the Little Witch Wendy. That's me in human form. Yeah, I know, I'm nuts. Get used to it. Anyway, I'm here, ladies and gentlemen, to share with our willing hostess, Miss Jan Nielsen, somewhere on this big, beautiful planet we call Third Rock from the Sun. I'd like to personally call Earth Alcatraz. And we will get started on her reading. Miss Jan, you said your cartoon character was Tinkerbell. Well, according to this tarot and your 3-card spread, your first position is usually 8 of Pentacles, commonly known as coins, commonly known as discs in other tarots, and connected with the planet, with Earth. Okay, you told me in your back channeling me what your cartoon bestie was, which was Tinkerbell from Peter Pan, Lost Boys, Disney. You get the idea. Personally, I adore Tinkerbell. Beautiful body, okay? But she's yours. Can't argue the fact, right? Right. It says here in 8 of Pentacles, they say only fools and horses work, but practice makes perfect. And you have a project to produce. You're the master of your life, so make sure that this bounty is for your benefit. Find your inner passion and be proud of what you create. Well, evidently, when you said to me that you were building a business and that you've already had all that love and light and, always had it guiding for you, okay, but you weren't acknowledging Tinkerbell either. She was trying to tell you, hey, Jenny, hey, hello, I'm here. Hello, and forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever, you've been forever trying to deny her until she's knocking at that door. You can't deny me any longer. Nope. Which brings me to my second point of this of the beautiful 3-card spread you had in your tarot. And excuse me for not having shuffled much sooner. I was listening to another one and I was shuffling during it, and the cards told me we're ready, set, and ready to chat. So when they're this animated, you get them when you can get them, right? And this sort of thing, when you're creating, you're only inspired, right? Like, I'm going to be doing auto writing, and I got a bunch of people. Real quick side note, when I created mine, and when Lee did that breakdown of how many healers can be out there, mine spelled out is ACES, ISACES, or if you turn that word around, CASSIE, Cassie. I had a cattle dog named Cassie, God rest her soul. She died 2 years ago of last month. My cattle dog was named Cassie. You turn around that word in an anagram, is ACES. I-S space A-C-E-S. See? Everything is interconnected, including your next spread coming up with card number 2 here. Your middle card, the second one, advises you how to lift that weight that you've been burdened down by. You got all the success you got in the world. You got the money. You got the home. You got the people. You got all the worldly trappings and possessions you've been striving for. But something still felt not off within. something still fell off. Something still was not right. That was your inner Tinkerbell. Hey, you need to turn your light up, and I'm the one that's going to help you do it. I'm your cartoon bestie. You said you would turn up your love and light and ray, and that's all you felt, light and airy. Well, there you go. Your middle card is how to let you let that go. The star. Where else would you see stars? In the sky. And I'm not talking about the celebrity type stars neither. No, I'm not referring to that. Y'all know that. Y'all know that in tarot. I am not messing around with no stars. And according to the stars here, your little star friend says you are a shining, shimmering star on earth. Take this source of your truth in hand. Your dreams can never run dry. When you fill your world with such dedication and capture your highest hopes, you can truly light up not only the night but also the day. Don't be modest. Open up and make a significant addition. Shed your inhibitions and recognize your place in the universe. Be careful, though, not to get out of touch with reality and live with your head in the clouds. Listen carefully, and you will hear the mystical messengers on your shoulder. Hello, Tinkerbell? They are here to guide you with wondrous wisdom. You are a part of a much bigger, glittering galaxy. Hello? What else has Tinkerbell got in that wand but that? And you grounded with the trees, too? There's tree fairies, there's tree fairies, there's water fairies, there's ground fairies, there's sky fairies, there's cloud fairies, and there's mountain fairies. And there's fire fairies. There's elemental fairies all over this multiverse. Acknowledge Tinkerbell. She's been banging on your heart only since you were a little girl. I ought to know. Casper the Friendly Ghost has only been doing it to me since I'm 5 years old, except I was only denying it up until 2 years ago. And we're back at part number 3, 9 of Cups, which your third card points out what might be hardest for you to see. Something you're doing right and should be proud of. Be proud of the fact you got a cartoon buddy to begin with. Now, full disclaimer, ladies and gentlemen, I don't do clowns. I don't do none of that dark anime. I don't do none of that seizure-inducing Japanese anime. I certainly don't do no pornographic shit, okay? So, you want that? No, I ain't your girl. But yes, I am fully in touch with the Tooniverse. And forgive me for saying such, but that's just too bad. And I will say this with not trying to interrupt Miss Jan's reading. This is for free, so it's not like I'm, losing any money for it. But this is me, authentically. This is what you get. Don't like it? Move on. I'm an acquired taste anyway. Besides which, I'm best consumed whole. That's how you know if I'm digestible. Anyhow, I'm working, and I ended up having a dude that was, I lost my quarter. I was going out and get my food. Oh, yeah, husband's coming by. I must pause. Be right back. And we're back. Oh, Dokley. And I got 10 minutes to go in. I already got 10 minutes in. Not bad. And your third card, like I said, is pointing out the way what might be hardest for you to see. Something you're doing right and should be proud of. Let's get that self-love going. Here's the thing about cartoons, folks. They have a long history of being able to say what you couldn't say in print, what you couldn't say in song, what you couldn't say in artwork, what you couldn't say on the street, per se, what you couldn't say in polite society, what you couldn't say among the be it the meat houses or whatever. So people found a way to make a heavy topic more lighthearted by being able to draw their way around an otherwise taboo subject. It could have been about sick things like bestiality and other ill, things you weren't supposed to say about the monarchy, things you weren't supposed to say about the political climate at the time, things you weren't supposed to say about societal open secrets that were going on that the ones infracting the rules obviously didn't want to have changed because then, their fun was going to get taken away, whatever. And throughout history, people have taken to caricaturing or caricaturo in Italian to spoof or make fun of the establishment that pretty much acted like that they were going to be our mommy and our daddy and our sister and our brother. Okay, long and short of it. While they were telling everybody else how to behave, they themselves were acting debaucherously. And cartooning opened the door to an otherwise ignored topic that those committing those acts don't like being laughed at, don't like being gawked at, and sure as shit don't like being poked fun at. And that's what cartoons did. So, fast forward to both entertainment and cartooning and circuses and things, and people still found a way to poke fun at the establishment. And the most effective way had been, believe it or not, in cartooning, for those who even couldn't read. But you could get the gist of who the political types were during the day, or were of the day. And then, long and short of it, bada bing, bada bing. So cartooning or caricaturing of the political establishment was born. And the beeping horn agrees with me. It's just timing, folks, just timing. Anyway, when it finally came over to the States, and it was not short of its share of political egoists, you know, like Tammany Hall and Teddy Roosevelt and William Howard Taft, and fast forwarding to a lot of the cartoons that the Doonesbury character, God rest his soul, had done, but he was still a flaming leftist and a pig at that, so I still wish him God rest his soul. Nevertheless, cartoons say it in a humorous way and in a lighthearted way that an otherwise very heavy taboo subject would be truly too heavy to handle. But yet there are some people in this world, heaven help them, that want to take, you know, cartooning to like Fritz the Cat and involving children, that's grooming, and then we won't go beyond that. No, we're not doing that. These cards are here to let you know, folks, those of you who like cartoons of any way, shape, matter, or form, everything from the old school vaudeville ones to before Disney got stupid, to all the beautiful things that Looney Tunes have done, even the risque and the censored ones to the even cleaned up ones, you're at the right channel. So, like, hit, share to subscribe, hit that notification bell, let me know you dig this, and I hope I earned your trust and your time. Now, that all said, we're going to get back to Miss Jan here. That, excuse me, pollen is killing my sinuses. Apologies for the noise again, pollen is killing my sinuses. Anyway, 9 of Cups. Oh, excuse me. And you'll be happy to know, Miss Jan, you did not get any wands, you did not get any swords in this draw. Which means wands is fire and swords are thought and slicing things. So you were all up in your feelings and all up into your what you've accomplished and what you've done and what you've hit every goal. You've crossed every T, dotted every I. What you've come to believe ever since you were a little girl and felt this light of the age of Aquarius is finally coming to pass, and you're finally realizing, okay, all my shit came to fruition, but something is still off, and that still offness is acknowledging Tinkerbell is your gal. Tinkerbell is your cartoon. That's going to give you the lift up your coins and lift up your earth. Ground yourself in the air. You've done enough grounding in the earth, okay? Final card, the way to go, cups. Now, what holds cups? Liquid, obviously. But can you pour from an empty one? No. Okay? So, let's get on your 9 of Cups here. And your 9 of Cups is got to say, let's dance. Let's dance. Throw a party. You deserve to have some fun. Let me stop. Stop. I know, I killed me. Okay, anyway. 9 of Cups. Let's dance. Throw a party. You deserve to have some fun. Let your daydreams become fruitful and let yourself take a good look at your feelings. and beliefs. Get to know them all. They are here to support you. Your gut knows. Your gut knows. These cards know. How do you pour from an empty cup? You can't. You ground by refilling your cup to pour it back on you. That star is guiding your way in the middle. Lift up. Lift that burden. Take in Tinkerbell. Fuck Peter Pan. You know what happens in no what kind of way. Stupid had to get the... interestingly enough, and look at this. Peter Pan with Tinkerbell, and who was Peter having an amorous thing with? Wendy. Who's Casper's girlfriend? There's your connection. Hello. Hello. Yep. Card's over. Stick a fork in it. We're done. Do you see the interconnectedness here? Are you seeing this? Man. Yeah. Cards don't lie, kids. The cards don't lie. I did not make this up. I shuffled while I was listening to something else, but something told me go ahead and just start doing it anyway. I'm starting to feel better anyhow. I caught my husband's cold on Tuesday. I'm recuperating nicely as of Friday. I need to go upstairs and get myself something to eat. So yeah, I'm hanging out outside, and it's almost 5 to 8, and I need some grub like yesterday. So yes, the Eight of Pentacles, the Star, which is number 17, and Q position in the alphabet, and we have our Knight of Cups. Now let's fix something numerologically here, okay? Let's do that for just a little bit. 8 of Pentacles, there's 8 of those. 9 of Cups, that's another 17. 17 with this card, 34. 3 plus 4 is 7. 3 cards, 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. You got one cartoon friend. That's Tinkerbell. Star in the sky. You got a major arcana right there, flat in the middle. The cards don't lie. The cosmos can't lie. It's impossible. Okay? Tinkerbell's your girl. Find all things Tinkerbell. Find your pin. Find your shirt. Find your blanket. Ignite with her. Unite with her. You were a fairy in another life. You were a tree fairy in another life. And if that is your particular persuasion of same sex, I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying anything's wrong with it. Hey, acknowledge, move on. Okay? Yours truly, all the way bisexual. Have been since I was 5 years old. First time I put eyes on Barbara Eden, I'm like, wait, what? I'm not even 5 years old. I'm like, and then the same day, the same week, I see Bewitched. I'm like, okay, you know what? Now, nothing did it for me for Elizabeth Montgomery, okay? Although she's one of my Harvard friends. However, that made magic okay. So, yes, people, all of this is coming together. Sweets, you were a fairy in another life, unquestionably. Tinkerbell's trying to get your attention. Now, if you happen to be like me and love your, you love your meat and fish, or you love your surf and turf, or you love land and sea, or you into Tinky Bell and Pete, okay? Need I remind you, Tinkerbell was quite in love with Pete too. So just saying, go watch Peter Pan again. Go watch the Disney version again. You'll see. And on that note, anybody who wants to go ahead and keep housekeeping notes, Miss Jan, thank you for letting me do you as a reading. Thank you to the gentleman. I will post ad because I must share. Hey. Thank you, Miss Jan of the Lee Harris community, for letting me publicly read you. I will not use your likeness, your image. Anybody can be named Miss Jan. It could be anonymous. It could be honest. Thank you. I didn't point out any likeness for you, so anybody's Jan out there, you know. Or would you like me to go, Moesha? No, stop. Anyway, reference of Marsha, Brady Bunch. Go look it up. What was I going to say? Right. Yeah. In taking this beautiful next level weekend class, And while I'm back here, I must wipe my hands so I can go ahead and keep up with some housekeeping notes. Miss Jan, we are finished, and I am now speaking to my general audience. Thank you so much for your time. You can continue to listen on, but I'm going to share my next public experience on dovetailing with your card read here. Before I got a hold of Miss Jan and asked her boldly if she would ask boldly in the LH community if anybody wanted to quote TOON, tune in, get it, with me to find out what your cartoon bestie was. I lost some of my money on the way and picking up some snacks to a gas station. And I came across a really friendly guy, and I just figured, okay, hey, can I just trouble you for a quarter? I hate to bother you. I was trying to buy some pretzels that are entirely priced too much, but don't get me going on these H-1B visa things. And he's like, I'll do you one better. I'll get you the quarter, and I'll buy you them and give you $1 besides. I'm like, you know what? I gotta pay you back somehow. Without even thinking about it, are you in the cartoons? Hell yeah. Oh, even better. Don't think about it. Top of your head, what's your favorite one? The most one you've ever gelled with, and you've probably seen a lot of the years growing up. He said, I have. What's the one you absolutely 100 million% couldn't see yourself not relating to? He's like, there's a lot. You gotta pick one because you gotta go. I think I gotta go with Scrooge McDuck. Now, when he said Scrooge McDuck, I'm like, I see it. This guy, no shit, had a pocket watch. He was bald like Scrooge McDuck. Although he wasn't wearing a top hat like Scrooge McDuck, dude was under a baseball cap. And he was wearing glasses. Scrooge McDuck's got a monocle. He also said that he related to Scrooge McDuck because, Disney character, not mine, Scrooge McDuck because he said he learned a lot of his lessons from his nephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie. The guy that I'm reading for, we will call him Mr. Donald for Scrooge McDuck. Because Mr. Donald said, I got nieces and nephews, 5 of them, that have taught me lessons about how to be a better family guy, how to be a better provider and spender, even though I don't have kids of my own. I don't need to, sometimes part of me want to be miserly, sometimes I don't. And then I can really, really relate to Scrooge McDuck. And he also knew how to do a quacking voice quite well to make his nieces and nephews laugh. And I was like, whoa. I'm like, yep, this is where, in your family, you're probably got cancer. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces somewhere. I'm a Cancer. See? Ladies and gentlemen, everything is interconnected. This man was bald like Scrooge McDuck, hat on like Scrooge McDuck, eyewear like Scrooge McDuck, even had a pocket watch like Scrooge McDuck. I'm like, okay, nothing is by accident. And I'll leave with this. Anybody ever notice what color Casper Friendly Ghost is? He's albino white, and so is your hostess. I'm an albino. Hello. That said, housekeeping notes, ghosttalk@gmail.com, 950 Eisenhower Boulevard, room 142/236, Harrisburg, PA, US 17111. My text is in the show notes below the description bar below. At the description bar below. Folks, like, share, subscribe, smash that notification bell. And thank you so much again to Miss Jan. And if I've earned your trust this far, thank you so much. Go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. And if I don't see you, I'm gonna miss you. Good night, everybody.